Good morning and welcome to Fort Zeller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lynn, and I hope that you had a wonderful Tuesday yesterday. Today is Wednesday, February 6th, 2019. It is day 3. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, please consider the word tolerance. That is the character trait we are highlighting all this month of February. As always, I encourage you to think about what it means to you. What does it look like in your life? What does it look like among your friends and even the adults in your life? And most importantly, of course, what does it look like when nobody else is watching, when nobody else is looking? So keep that in mind. Now, yesterday I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of you guys in the hallway, and even during dismissal as you guys were lining up by the buses, and ask you about how you guys tackled the Friendly February challenge that we had issued out yesterday. The challenge yesterday was do something supportive and friendly for a friend, and many of you guys shared some amazing things you guys did for each other, and hopefully as you made someone else feel good, you felt great as well. So that's really important. I'm glad that you did it. Later on at the end of our morning announcements today, I will share with you our next our Friendly February challenge for today, okay? Now, before we move on, I want to remind you of our 3 expectations here at the school. Number 1 is be respectful. Number 2, be responsible. And number 3, show that you are ready to learn. Yesterday, unfortunately, I had to get on a bus before you guys left, and I had to remind all of the students on that bus, and I'm not going to name that bus, about how important it was to continue to show respect and responsibility, and in the bus's case, readiness to ride. What does that look like? So I do want to encourage all of you who ride buses to think about what respect and responsibility and readiness looks like when you're seated on the bus, okay? Now, the B-Books Cafeteria Challenge, now going into a record 5 days, no changes. So still Miss Gruber and Miss Lucky's classes are tied for the lead. Miss Frederick and Miss Moore, you're in 2nd place, and last but not last, but in 3rd place, Miss Geiser, your class is in 3rd place. So again, we'll have to see which class in the lead, or maybe a class is coming up from behind is slowly closing up the gap. We'll see who pulls it out at the very end. But in this next round, we just don't know who's going to win. It could be your class. Now, if you'll join me, today we're going to practice the starfish breathing one last time, just because it was a hit with many of you guys. Even yesterday, some of you guys were demonstrating that for me. It was really, really cool to see. So we're going to do it one more time. Tomorrow we'll do something different, but today we'll practice it one last time, just because it was popular, just because I think it works for myself. And you know what? We can do different mindful minutes every single day, but sometimes when you find something that works, well, keep doing it, okay? So at this moment, take a seat. You can be like me, sitting on the floor. You can sit in a chair if that's what you prefer. As I've shared, some of you have laid down. That's cool too. And it's also okay to do your mindful minute when you're standing up. Okay, so I invite you to assume a position where you're comfortable. Now, wherever you are standing or sitting, the surface that is supporting you, notice how your body and the weight of your body sinks into it. I invite you to close your eyes if it feels right for you, or if you want to leave your eyes open, that's fine. Just focus on a certain spot on the ground and soften your gaze. And just for a moment, notice where you are. Notice the sounds around you. And take a breath in and out. Focus on your breathing for just a minute. Cool air through your nose until that moment where you stop and exhale through your mouth. If you're like me, you will begin a mindful minute by breathing a little bit fast. So be intentional in slowing down. In And as you breathe in, notice how the air fills your stomach. And as you breathe out, notice how your shoulders are permitted to sink. Now, go ahead and prepare your one hand to be the starfish and your other index finger to trace along. And as you breathe in, your finger will be tracing up towards the fingertip. And as your finger traces down towards the web, go ahead and breathe out. So let's begin. Breathe in fully. Breathe out fully. Breathe in and know you're breathing in. And breathe out and really know you're breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in as if it was the first breath you've ever taken. Breathe out. And allow your body to sink into the surface that you're sitting at. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's go back. Breathe in fully. Breathe out as slow as you can. Breathe in and fill your belly with air and breathe out. In, out. In, and notice where you are, and out. Sink in. One last time. In, out. And as you breathe, take a moment to be present and appreciate where you are right now. Don't worry about the things that have already happened, and don't worry about the things that have yet to come. They haven't taken place yet. Just be grateful for the opportunity to be alive at this moment. Now in a moment you will hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may slowly awaken into this world. Welcome to a new day right here at the fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where everybody wants you to be successful. Now, whether or not it becomes a great day, well, that's not our choice. That's not your parents' choice. It's not your teacher's choice. It is ultimately your choice. So I encourage you to choose wisely, work at it, and enjoy the rewards. Now at this moment, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's take a seat. I want to share with you our Friendly February challenge for today. Our Friendly February challenge for today is this: thank someone and tell them how they made a difference in your life. You might have noticed that at the very end of our Mindful Minute, I asked you to be grateful for being alive at this very moment. and experiencing this world at this very moment in your place and time right here. So being grateful is such an important part of living. It allows you to be kinder and more compassionate to yourself, but also be compassionate and friendly to all of the people around you. Be grateful. Find somebody, tell them thank you, and tell them why. Okay? Now, before we kick off the rest of the day, I want to wish you something special, and I forgot to do it yesterday, and it is Happy Chinese New Year. My family is from Taiwan, where we celebrate Chinese New Year, and I just want to share with you the Chinese words for Chinese New Year. I know it's February, but for us, it's our big New Year celebration. From the top down, 新年快乐. 新年快乐. 新年, the top two words, is New Year, and at the bottom, 快乐, happy. 新年快乐, Happy New Year. All right, let's make it a wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you around.